Please establish a seat that's comfortable and alert. So if you have something to sit on, a blanket, a bolster, a block perhaps, a meditation cushion, anything to elevate your seat so your hip flexors can relax and your thighs can be as grounded as possible. And just take a moment with your eyes open. Align your hands however they comfortably rest on your thighs, either upward or down. And with your eyes open, invite a panoramic vision into your awareness. Just noting the light of the room that you're in, the colors, the textures, the depth. Just noticing the sphere to the left, to the right, up and down, not necessarily focusing on anything in particular, just taking in your surroundings through your eyes, receiving the three-dimensional view of the space around you. All of the colors and textures painted in the room around you. And then when you feel ready, gently close your eyes. Breathe in smoothly through your nose. And let's exhale, let out a sigh, landing here. Let's do this one more time. Inhale smoothly through your nose. And a long sigh out. Tracking your sigh, noticing where you start to relax and release. And if you'd like to do that a few more times on your own, you're welcome to explore the sigh of the exhale and where along the path of that sigh do you feel the sensations in your body of relaxation. Allowing your awareness to float through your body. Sensing all of the different feelings, vibrations, sensations that are present today. And I'd like to share with you a sutra from the Radiance Sutras. And this is Sutra 9. The senses declare an outrageous world. Sounds and scents, ravishing colors and shapes, ever-changing skies, iridescent reflections. All these beautiful surfaces decorating vibrant, empty space. The God of love is courting you, light as a feather. Every perception is an invitation into revelation. Hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching. Ways of knowing creation. Transmissions of electric realization. The deepest reality is always right here. Encircled by splendor, in the center of the sphere, meditate where the body thrills to the currents of intimate communion. Follow your senses to the end and beyond into the heart of. Allow the temperature of your breath to inform you. Noticing the coolness of the inhalation flowing through the rings of your nostrils, the warmth of your exhalation releasing out. Connect to the rhythm of each inhale and exhale, the expansive outward flow of the in-breath and the contractive inward sense of the out-breath. Feeling as you inhale that there's this energizing and exciting quality to your breath as you expand. Feel as you exhale the grounding, settling quality of the breath as you deepen your connection to gravity. Sensing how gravity grounds you, connects you to the very core of the earth. Sense the support of Mother Earth, the downward and inward pull into the heart of the world. And now notice the movement of your breath, how the inhalation widens and expands your rib cage, and the exhalation empties the lungs and your rib cage just gently contracts, feeling the rhythm of upward and downward movement. The inhale, a sense of rising. The exhale, a downward sense of grounding. And now very slowly trace the contours of your body with your awareness. Visualize your posture in space. Feel the temperature of the air around you. Embrace the fragrance of the space that you're in. And slowly raise your hands to meet in front of your heart center. Connect to the pressure of your hands uniting, bringing together the right and the left sides of your body, the sun and the moon, the feminine and the masculine, the pairs of opposites that complement one another. So each side of the same pole synchronizing and harmonizing, centering you, and paving a pathway to explore and delight in the range between opposites, the flow between rhythms. All of life is rhythm and flow. Connect to your rhythms right now. The rhythm of your breath, the rhythm of rest and activity, the rhythm of strength and relaxation. And then bow your head in an act of humility and gratitude. Gratitude and appreciation for the wondrous senses, all of our senses that allow us to experience the beauty of this life. All of the scents, colors, textures, fragrances, and tastes. On your next out breath, lower your hands, just feeling how the hands move through space. Slowly flutter your eyes open, bringing in the light of the room, delighting in the light. You might even flutter your eyes open and closed a few times. And then I'd like for you to just place your hands comfortably on your legs and start to move in a circle in one direction. Just feeling the pressure in your pelvis, grounding one sitting bone at a time as you circle the body in one direction. Connecting to the movement of the pelvis and noticing how the rest of the body follows gracefully with that movement. And then just reverse if that would feel good. It's like you're stirring a pot of delicious stew, starting to awaken all of these pleasures and delights in the body. And if it helps you to close your eyes to really sense and feel the movement and the undulation of the body, you're welcome to do that. And then when you're ready, when you feel like you want to shift the movement, just rock your pelvis forward and back. Notice how the spine and the head follows this movement, this pulsation, connecting to these rhythms, connecting to the pairs of opposites. A forward tilt, which initiates this extension, rising pattern through the spine. A backward tilt, which initiates a rounding, descending pattern through the spine. And just go with that a few rounds. And then you can rock side to side now. And just feel what sensations are revealing themselves to you as you start to cleanse your sensory perception, your perception of touch and movement. What do you feel in your body? And now just organically move however you want. Organic. It could be forward and back. It could be side to side. It could be round and round. Your movements can be large and dramatic. They can be small and delicate. And slowly begin to move yourself slower and slower, smaller and smaller, moving towards a center point. How you experience center within your body, moving towards apparent stillness. Perhaps you still feel the fluidity in your spine. Your head just gently floating on top of this magnificent staff that holds us upright. Staying connected to the weight of gravity, grounding you into the heart of the world. And then the natural buoyancy, the levity through your spine, neck, and skull. And notice how you feel when you find the center. And gently, if your eyes are closed, open them. Good. Release your cross-legged position. Come onto all fours. So here, I'd like for you to arrange your hands shoulder distance apart and really feel as you delicately place your palms on the ground. It's as if you're kissing the earth. So you're placing your hands with reverence. You're placing your hands with appreciation for the sustaining quality of the earth. And really feel as your fingers spread, all of the cells in your hands coming to life, gently connecting down through the tips of your fingers. Organize your shoulders right over your wrists. Your big toes touch. Feel the connection between the neck of your big toes, and your knees are approximately the width of your hips. And now we'll start to move very gently and gracefully through space, connecting to the extension and flexion patterns in the spine. So it begins from your pelvis. Your pelvis rolling forward initiates an extension pattern. And your pelvis tilting backward in space initiates a flexion pattern. Link your breath to these rhythms of extension and flexion. So the inhalation embraces the extension pattern as you sustain all of life through the in-breath. And the exhalation initiates the flexion pattern as you begin to purify and cleanse. Just moving a few times at your own pace and rhythm. If you want to delight in one pattern for a few extra breaths, you're welcome to stay in what appears to be stillness. And then on your next exhalation, return to the flexion pattern of the spine. Keep your head dropped, your tailbone scooped under. Push your hips back a few extra inches so the hips are behind your knees, and just begin to rock the pelvis side to side. Rock the pelvis side to side, feeling here the lower back between the pelvis and the rib cage. And you might even notice that one side feels a little more congested than the other. You might inform the congested side by really tuning in to the spacious side. And then inhale, extend through your spine, neck, and head. Now start to draw circles with your tail and your crown in one direction. Just feeling the sensations that are evoked from these movements. Attending to all the parts of yourself as you take this time to really just bring together, weave together all the parts of your being so everything can catch up. And then reverse the direction of your tail and your crown, drawing these gentle circles. Again, they can be large, they can be small. Your movement can be fast, it can be slow. Just giving yourself what you need right now. Circulating to center, slowly finding center. And again, you just undulate yourself slower and slower and slower to center. Feel from the tip of your tail to the crown of your head. Curl your toes under, stretching your feet, and sit back. Push your hips back towards your heels. Extend your arms forward and tent your palms. So you lift the heel of your palm away from the floor. Keeping the underline of your arms lifting, I'd like for you to start to pulse your chest a little bit up and down. So we're just playing with rhythms in the body. We're playing with the different rhythms of life and the flow between the rhythms. Be in the flow as you pulse the chest up and down. Connect to the pulse of your heart, the beat that creates flow through your blood vessels. And then slowly pulse the chest up and down towards apparent stillness, finding your center in this pulse, experiencing the entire range between the upward and downward movement of the chest, and gently find the center point. Drop your head. Turning your gentle presence towards the upward and downward movements of the breath. Exploring the range in between as you delight in the flow between these opposites. Perhaps savoring at the top of the inhalation and as your breath gently turns into the exhale, melting into the bottom of the exhalation, the emptiness where you experience quietude. And as you keep flowing with the pulse of your breath, just delighting in the breath, make each breath this pleasurable experience as you delight in the gift of breathing. Now walk your hands over to the right and extend your left arm. Bend your right elbow, tenting the right hand. Your right elbow is bent over your wrist. Every exhalation, gently push the ground away from you with your right hand to turn your left rib cage. Feel the sensations from your left hip all the way to the tips of your left fingers. Inhale, inhabiting the left side of the spine a little bit more delicately with the breath. Exhale as your breath soothes and nourishes the side of your body. Inhale, walk your hands back through center. Extend, exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Bend your left elbow, tenting the palm. Your elbow is bent over your wrist. Reach long through your right side. And on the exhalation, you can gently push the ground away, turning the right ribs to the left. Inhabiting the right side of your body with your awareness. Allow your breath to flow delicately through the right side of the body, nourishing and revitalizing your cells and your tissues. So every inhalation, you're drinking in the nutrients from the atmosphere around you. And every exhalation, there's this cleansing, this purifying that happens within the body, removing toxins. Inhale, walk it back to center, extend nice and long. And I'd like for you to keep your hands reaching forward, rise up onto all fours. So now your shoulders are behind your wrists. Again, feel the placement of your hands. Use gravity to really ground your hands into the very core of the earth. Exhale, float your knees away from the ground. Walk your feet apart, hip width, and just begin by bending and extending one knee at a time. And you can play again with the movement of your pelvis, just swaying your hips here side to side, rolling your pelvis forward and back, feeling how this undulates the spine, exploring a sense of fluidity so the spine becomes serpentine, flexible and strong, exploring these two patterns of flexibility and strength. And then slowly moving towards stillness. So you slow down the movement to apparent stillness, where you find center within yourself, exploring your center within the gravitational field. Inhale, sweep your right leg up to the sky, flex the foot, turn your little toe down to the earth. Exhale, hug your right knee into your chest and step your foot between your hands. So your right foot is parallel to the side of your mat. Feel the pressure of the foot uniting into the ground. Feel the 3 points at the bottom of your foot, ball of big toe, little toe, and the center of the heel connecting. Now, stretch your awareness towards the unseen in your back leg. Press the ball of the foot down and notice how that charges up the back leg. So you really ignite the back thigh. Breathe in smoothly, straighten your right knee, pull your right hip bone back in space. If you need blocks under your hands, you're welcome to grab 2 blocks, place them under each palm. Exhale, bend your right knee. Charge up your left leg. Inhale, gracefully straighten the knee. So we're exploring the rhythm of flexion through the knee and extension through the knee, and then the entire range in between, delighting in the path, the flow between flexion and extension. Use your breath to guide each movement. So the inhalation, you move into extension, exhale into flexion. Let's do this one more time. Extend and bend. Release your left knee down to the earth. Keep your left toes curled under, and then have the feeling that you're dragging your right heel back in space to pull the hips down. As you anchor your hips down, you give yourself to gravity, and then there's this natural and spontaneous levity through the spine, connecting to those 2 points, the opposites of gravity and levity, and explore all the space in between, following the path of your breath, the journey that your breath takes up and down your spine. Exhale all of your air, shift your hips back in space and straighten your right leg. Flex your right foot here. If you're using blocks, walk them back a little and organize your hands directly under your shoulders. Now, just point and flex your right foot a few times. Notice what happens when you point the foot. Notice how the hip and the thigh move forward and you lose some of the sensation in the back of the leg. Then flex your foot and notice what happens, how your thigh moves back and you increase the sensation in the back of the leg. So do this a few more times. Make this clear in your own experience. And then I'd like for you to maintain the flexion pattern of the foot as you pull your toes towards your face. Now, guide your right hip delicately back towards the wall behind you. Say hello to the sensation in your right leg. And notice if any involuntary contraction takes over you. Extend your sternum forward and begin to play with the flexion and extension pattern in the chest, in the spine. And notice here, when you extend, how it increases sensation, and when you flex, how it decreases sensation. Just begin to delight in this exploration, all of these different movements that you can experience in your body, and that you can feel sensation. What a magnificent, fantastic experience. Can you luxuriate in the movement? in the sensations, just giving thanks to your ability to move and to feel. Good. And then come to stillness. And now let's just rock the hips a little side to side. So you're slowly, slowly moving from larger movements to smaller movements and eventually finding your center and apparent stillness. Savoring the stillness for 2 more breaths. Relax any areas that feel tense, your jaw, your lips, your tongue. And then bend your right knee. Ground your hands with or without blocks, your choice. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk it out again. And just notice the difference between the right and the left leg. It should be quite apparent. The right side hopefully feels a little more spacious, a little more fluid, a little more awake. And then inhale, sweep your left leg up, flex your foot, turn your left toes down towards the earth. Exhale, hug your knee into your chest, step your foot between your hands. Beginning in this low lunge, if you'd like blocks under your hands, you're welcome to grab blocks. Begin by connecting to the earth. So allowing the weight of gravity to ground you, ball of the big toe, little toe, center of the heel roots, and then stretch your awareness back into your right foot. Feel the ball of your right foot pushing down into the earth. Naturally and spontaneously, you may notice this levity, this lift in the right leg. So stop pushing your right foot into the floor. Notice how the hips and the thigh collapse. Push the ball of the right foot into the floor. Notice how the hips and the thighs lift. Now steer your left hip to the right. Inhale, begin to play with the extension pattern in the left knee. Good. And exhale back into the flexion pattern. Very nice. Just go back and forth a few times. Lubricating the joints through movement and breath. So every inhalation, you're taking in the healing qualities of the atmosphere around you. And you're literally washing the cells. You're hydrating the tissue. Every exhalation, you're cleansing. You're purifying. You're releasing old, stagnant energy and toxins. Very nice. Just a couple more times, back and forth. Notice if your head or neck get rigid. Just relax there. And now on your next exhale, bend your left knee, lower your right knee down to the earth. Push your right heel back into an imaginary wall. Have the feeling that you're pulling your left heel back in space. And then let your hips descend. As you pull the left heel back, gravity grounds your pelvis towards the core of the earth. And then a spontaneous and natural opposition brings buoyancy and levity to your spine, neck, and head. Just exploring these opposites that ultimately complement one another. And it is because of gravity that we can experience levity. And as we experience levity, we can also experience gravity. So polar opposites create one another. Inhale now. Untake that. Straighten your left leg. Walk your hands back. Use your blocks as needed. Hands are under your shoulders now. Experiment with the pointing your left foot and flexing your left foot. And I just want you to feel what happens upstream in the body. Stretching your sensitivity to the effects that are born from your efforts. And now maintain a flexed foot with the toes curling up towards your face. Feel the sensations and begin to extend and flex your spine. So the extension pattern starts in the pelvis, and then the flexion pattern starts in the pelvis. So that your base is really initiating these movements. Noticing how the extension pattern increases sensation in the hamstring. The flexion pattern decreases sensation. Extend and flex the spine towards center, and then sway your hips right to left a few times. And you'll slowly begin to slow down the movement of your pelvis towards center and apparent stillness. Be here with yourself for a couple more breaths. And you may notice that there's still this delicate internal pulse and throb, this movement of energy coursing. Exhale, rebend your left knee, ground your hands with or without your blocks, step back to downward facing dog position. Walk it out again. And hopefully you feel a little more balanced between the right and the left sides. Take a smooth inhalation. Ground your hands deep into the core of the earth. Roll up onto the tips of your toes and make your legs taller. Yes. Yes. As you roll up onto the tips of your toes, your legs grow longer and taller. Lift your hips to the highest point. Keep your hips at the highest point and slowly begin to lower your heels. Try not to lower the hips as you lower your heels. So you feel this opposition in the legs. Hips are lifting, heels are grounding. Allow the symphony of opposites to create a melodious sound in between. And then inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Separate your feet hip width apart. Hands to your shins, capture length. Exhale, dive in, fold forward, bow. Once again, inhale, open your chest, smiling your chest to the world. And exhale, fold forward as you surrender inward, bridging your connection between the inner and outer worlds. So the inhalation opens you and expands you to the outer dimensions. And the exhalation draws you gently back in to the inner world, exploring inner terrain. Take a smooth breath in, lengthen one more time. And exhale all of your air out. Now separate your feet a little bit more. So I want you to give yourself some space. Walk your hands forward and wider than your mat. Bend your elbows out to the side. Roll up onto your toes like you're wearing stilettos. Yes, like that. And charge up your legs here. Make your legs long and tall. Lift your hips to the highest point. And then allow gravity to take your spine down. So you have to really push the balls of your feet down to lift your hips up. And then give your spine to gravity. Just let your chest melt down. Now, keep your hips at the highest point, charging up your legs. Slowly lower the heels. Try to not descend your hips any amount. You keep the hips lifted. Inhale, delight in the breath, celebrate in the gift of life. Exhale, giving back to the atmosphere, giving back to your surroundings. One more breath. Inhale, delighting and savoring in the nutrients that you're breathing in. And exhale, giving back. Ground down, bend your knees, slowly tether your tailbone downward, rise up to standing. And then step your feet together. So feeling the connection of your feet uniting, how that brings a sense of stability to the legs. And as you ground down through your feet, you may experience a natural and spontaneous lift up through the spine, neck, and head. So I'd like for you to just play with that. Stop grounding down through your feet. And notice that there's almost this, how I experience in my body is that there's almost like this dullness, this sluggishness that pulls my body down. But now, as I give myself to the earth by grounding into the feet strongly, maybe you notice how there's this rise, this uplifting feeling in the body, okay? So we use these opposites, grounding down to lift up, to experience the entire range in between, the flow of levity, buoyancy, feeling uplifted, yet remaining rooted, grounded, and stable. So experience that in yourself at however you experience it. Maybe you have different words for it. Press your hands into the sides of your thighs. So you really feel yourself hugging in to the center of your being. Take a smooth inhalation. Bend your elbows, press your thumbs into the soft spot at the base of your sternum. Exhale all of your air. Inhale, release your hands 3/4 of the way down, reach them all the way up. As you root down, there's a natural levity taking you up. Look up. Exhale, dive forward. Bow your crown to the ground. Surrender. Inhale, elevate your chest, flowing through all of these different patterns in the body. And exhale, ground your hands, bend your knees, step back, plank position. Strong, active legs. Lower your knees to the earth. Keep your feet on the earth, belly strong. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Point your toes, grow your legs long and strong. Draw the contents of your lowest belly up and in. Inhale, roll your shoulders back in space, and then lift your thighs if that's available. Exhale, flip your toes, riding the wave of your breath back into downward dog, and be here, breathing smoothly and delicately, experiencing your breath like silk, slithering through your nose, down your throat, to gently expand your lungs. Your breath becomes this internal massage, soothing you. Your exhalation flows in the opposite direction, up and out the lungs, throat and nose. Inhale, step your feet up to your palms. Capture length and space. Strong, active legs. Exhale, your spine surrenders. Inhale, root to rise. Excite your legs as you root your feet down into the core of the earth. Exhale, release your arms all the way down. Press your hands into the sides of your thighs. Inhale, bend your elbows, press your thumbs into the base of your sternum. Exhale all of your air, ground. Soften your eyes. Inhale, release your arms 3/4 of the way down. Reach your arms all the way up, look up. Exhale, swan dive. Surrender into yourself, into the core of the earth. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, step back once again, plank position, this time either with straight legs or bent knees. Lower yourself halfway down. Inhale into the extension pattern, stretch your legs, plaster your heart open. Exhale, ride the wave of your breath. Returning to this posture that for many of us is quite familiar. A posture that may even feel like you're returning home. You're returning to a sweet, pleasurable place within yourself where you can luxuriate in the flow of your breath and in all of the sensations that are revealed, appreciating your ability to move and feel. Inhale, step your feet up to your palms, capture length. Exhale, dive in. Inhale, root to rise. Excite your legs as you plug your feet down. Exhale, release your hands all the way down. Press your palms into the sides of your thighs. Once again, inhale, bend your elbows, press your thumbs into the base of your sternum. Exhale all of your air out. Inhale, release your hands 3/4 of the way down. Stretch up. Fill yourself with vitality. Exhale, dive in deep into the core of your being. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step back once again. Chaturanga, either lowering to your knees or with straight legs. Inhale, stretch your legs long. Let your heart and chest smile open. Exhale, ride your breath smoothly back into downward dog. And luxuriate in all of the sensations, in the smooth, gentle touch of your breath. Each inhalation caressing the cave of your heart, where everything meets. Every exhale, cleansing, releasing what is no longer supportive. Evolution of your growth. One more breath. Inhale, step your feet up to your palms. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Bow down. Inhale, root to rise. Reach your arms all the way up. Lift to the highest point. Exhale. Release your hands down. Good. Bend your knees, taking a little imaginary seat. Hug your legs together. Reach your arms up. Exhale, pull your hands down to your heart center. Sit a little deeper and twist to your right side. So your left elbow hooks to your outer right thigh. And as you press your right hand delicately into your left, you may notice that your chest lifts. Feet together, knees together. Relax your jaw. Breathing fluidly through the nose, exploring the space in between the top of the in-breath, the bottom of the out-breath. So you really discover the entire range of your breath. Now ground into your right foot, look down at the earth, lift your left foot up, step it back, twist. Remember, push down into your right foot, push down into the ball of your left foot to feel a spontaneous rise in the legs. Open your chest. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Anjaneyasana asana. Separate your hands shoulder distance apart. Have the feeling that you're holding on to two long ropes, and at the end of the rope behind you is a huge tire, like we're in what is that workout called? Mountain athlete. Okay, so you've got this big tire behind you, and I want you to try to pull it forward. Try to pull the tire forward, and notice how your rib cage softens. Keep the rib cage drawing in, then lift your chest as if it was smiling to the universe. Straighten your knee. Inhale, straighten the back and front knee. Exhale, extend forward, extend forward, extend forward. Now, use your blocks if you'd like, under your hands. Ground into the inner edge of your right foot. The ball of your left foot is on the earth, so you can lift your left heel. That just helps to lift the back thigh up. Now pull your right hip bone back. Take your right hand further to the right. Take your left hand to your outer right shin. Breathe in deeply. Lengthen through your spine, neck, and head. Exhale, gently pull on your outer right shin as you turn your left ribs to the right. Inhale deeply. So your left hand is to your outer right shin. And exhale, gently pull on the outer right shin to turn your left ribs to the right. Now, keep that. Release your left hand back down. Take your right hand to your left rib cage and turn your left ribs to the right. Do that a couple times. Turn your left ribs to the right. One more time. Turn and then lift. Right arm up. Inner right foot roots. Outer right hip pulls back. Your left ribs turn down as your right ribs roll back. Beautiful. Exhale, lower your right hand down. Bend through your right knee and take your hands forward on your blocks or the floor. Your belly is laminated upon your right thigh. Pick up your left leg. Now, bend your right knee deeper. And exhale, punch your right heel down to the floor to start straightening the legs. Inhale, bend the right knee, drop your head, relax your neck, and exhale, press. One more time, bend and press. Keep your left leg extending long, step it down and back, and once again, fold into your right leg. Discover new space. Reach your arms way out in front of you. Inner right foot roots, outer right hip pulls back. Breathe smoothly in. And smoothly out. Look down at the earth. Bend your right knee again. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Ooh, lengthen your spine. Feel the difference in your legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, ground down to rise up. Reach to the highest point, exciting your legs. Exhale, lower your hands down to your sides. Same, second side. Bend your knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale, slide your hands down to the center of your heart. Twist to your left. Hook your right elbow to your outer left thigh. You gently press your left hand into your right to elevate your chest. And as you root down, feel a spontaneous rise. Squeeze your legs together. Every exhale, gently twist. Feel the entire range of your breath. Tracking your breath to its ends. Exhale, look down, ground into your left foot. Pick your right foot up, step it back. Right away, stomp your left foot down. Ground the ball of your right foot down. Feel the strength and stability in your legs. As you pull your left hip bone back, exhale, turn your ribs to the left. Relax your eyes, your jaw, your tongue. And as you relax and release into the experience, you can heighten your sensory awareness. Inhale, gracefully rise up. CrossFit, that was the workout I was thinking about. You know how they run around pulling tires behind them and stuff? If you've ever seen those workouts, they roll big tires around. So I want you to imagine a huge tire behind you, and you're holding on to two imaginary ropes connected to that tire, and then pull the tire forward. Pull the ropes forward. Yeah. So the ribs move down. That's it. And then keep the ribs moving down and let your chest smile up. Inhale, straighten your left knee. Exhale, extend your torso and arms forward. Ground your hands to your blocks. Keep your back heel lifted. Ground into your inner left foot and gently guide your left hip bone back. That's it. Now take your left hand more to the left, your right hand to your outer left shin. Breathe deeply. Capture space and length through your spine. You're finding center with each breath. Exhale. Pull on your outer left shin to turn your torso to the left. Inhale. Capture a little more space so the hips pull back as your chest and crown move forward. Exhale. Pull on your outer left shin to turn. Say hello to your IT band. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, gently turn. Now ground your right hand back down to the earth or to your block inside of your left foot. Your left hand comes to your right ribs. Exhale, turn the right ribs to the left. So you're brushing your left hand across the front of the ribs towards the left ribs. From the right ribs across the front to the left. Stay here in the twist. Reach your left arm up. Breathe. Smoothly, tenderly, touching your inner world with the nourishing and healing qualities of your breath. Exhale, release your left hand down. Bend your left knee. Laminate your abdomen onto your thigh. Walk your hands forward. Keep your belly laminated on your thigh and pick up your right leg. Drop your head. Let loose. Inhale, bend your left knee. Exhale, stomp your left heel down and straighten the leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, press your left foot down to straighten your legs. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Keep your right leg reaching back long. Step the foot down and back and reach your arms forward. Parsvottanasana. So your right foot is back. Your left toes are forward. Ground your inner left foot. Pull your outer left hip back. And reach your arms out in front of you. Create new space in your body. Inhale, step your right foot up to meet your left. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, surrender in. Go inside. Inhale, expand. Up and out as you rise. Exhale. Samastitihi. Return to neutral, to center, to equanimity. Okay, so we're going to take it down to the earth. If you have a strap available, grab your strap. Lay down onto your back. And I'd like for you to start with your feet together and your knees bent. Then you'll take your strap, place it around the ball of your right foot, and lift your right leg up, but keep your right knee bent. You could wrap the strap around your hands even for a nice hold. Okay, so now look at your right knee and just make sure that the right knee isn't spinning in or out. So the right knee is neutral. Outer right hip moves away from your right ribs. Simultaneously, straighten both legs. Simultaneously, straightening both legs. Now, push your right leg forward so your right heel is directly over your sitting bone. So you don't have to pull the right leg right now towards you. Just arrange your right heel over your sitting bone. Tack your outer right hip towards your inner left heel. And now bend your elbows enough so you can actually press the elbows and the shoulders down into the ground, feeling a slight engagement between the shoulder blades. Notice if you harden around the neck. Breathe smoothly, tenderly caressing your inner terrain as you give yourself a nourishing inner massage. Take a couple more breaths here. And now, hold on to the strap with your left hand. You can walk your left hand a little closer to your foot. Take your right leg over to the left, not very far, and then gently pull your right leg a little closer to you. Take your right thumb, hook it into the top of your right thigh crease, drop and roll your right outer thigh away from you, and gently pull on the strap. So your outer right thigh tissue rolls away from your torso. Yes, that's good. And you gently pull on the strap with your left hand, getting into your IT band. So it's really not about going down very far. Rather, you keep your leg straight and you gently pull the leg a little closer to your shoulder. Track your breath, feeling the delicate touch of the breath. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, release your right leg down. Just straighten your leg for a moment. Relax your arms to your sides. Let your legs roll out. Feel the sensations. Feel the vibrations. Feel the release. Now bend your knees so your feet are together. Your heels press down into the earth. Lift your left leg up. Take the strap around the ball of your left foot. Wrap your hands around the strap. Start with both of your knees bent and simultaneously straighten the legs. Arrange your left heel right over your left sitting bone. So this isn't about pulling your leg towards you. Rather, you're pushing your leg away from you to create an L shape between the legs. And then you can loosen up on the strap, lowering your hands down the strap to bend your elbows down into the ground. Elbows and shoulders press down. Connect to the engagement between the shoulder blades. Relax the base of your neck. your lips, your tongue. Slightly separate your teeth to release your jaw. Feel the skin of your forehead melting downward, softening your eyelids, sinking your eyeballs, softening the front of your brain. Now take your right hand up the strap, closer to your foot. Start to take your left leg across your body to the right. Take your left thumb and hook it into the crease of your left upper thigh. Then roll the outer left thigh away from you as you gently pull your foot towards you. So your leg is crossed over to the right. Your left outer thigh rolls away from you. And you gently pull the left foot. Feel this in your outer left glute, hip, thigh, down the outer line of the left leg. Turning your awareness to rest upon your breath, delicately soothing and nourishing your entire being, experiencing the healing qualities of the breath as you drink in the elixir of life through the rings of your nostrils. Drinking in all of the colors, fragrances, tastes, and textures. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, gently lower your left leg down. Relaxing here. Take some time to arrange yourself in your final posture. This final resting posture. So your arms and legs can be distanced however far apart is comfortable for you. Just arrange the arms so they're equal distance away from the torso. Your legs can turn out equal distance away from the midline. Trace the contours of your body with your awareness. Feel the points of contact that you make with the earth. Feel the magnetic pull of the earth, releasing you downward and in to the heart of the world. Give yourself to gravity. Allowing any remaining effort to dissolve. As you give yourself more and more, surrendering to the core of this planet, the unwavering, support of Mother Earth as you rest on this spot on the planet, which is spinning and revolving around the sun. Yet here you are in apparent stillness, surrendering to apparent stillness. And naturally, you begin to float, floating in to the vast, empty space. Invite a deeper breath into your body. Feel your chest rising, expanding. And release a long breath out, perhaps a sigh. Feel your chest deflating and descending. One more time, inhale deeply. Feel the rise and expansion of the chest. Exhale, perhaps with a sigh. Feel your chest descend. Stretch the boundaries of your perception into the corners of the room that you're in, including the shapes, the colors, the fragrances, the temperature into your experience, into your awareness, bridging your connection between the inner and outer worlds. Remembering a sensation or a quality of energy that you experience that you wish to linger with for a while. Perhaps something that you wish to include into the rest of your day. And just imprinting this memory into your muscle memory, your nervous system, your psyche, your energy body. And then slowly you can start to move your fingertips and toes if that would feel good. Possibly bring some movement to your head, nodding it side to side. And if you'd like to stretch your arms overhead, inhale, reach and stretch. Bend your knees one at a time, feeling your feet upon the earth, delicately kissing the ground beneath you. Roll to your right side, pause. Resting yourself. And slowly use your left hand to press upright. Arranging yourself comfortably. Just taking a moment in reflection Your hands loosely placed upon your thighs. Feel your connection between your hips and the earth. And fluidly arranging the spine towards center. Your head floats upon the spine. Delighting in the wondrous world of the senses, with gratitude for your ability to see, to hear, to smell, to taste, to touch. All of these magnificent senses awakened to experience the totality of life. The beauty of creation decorated in the vast, empty space. Gather your hands, feeling the connection of your hands coming together, the significance of this connection, harmoniously bringing together the pairs of opposites, riding the rhythms of life, connecting and becoming curious about the flow of life, celebrating in the rhythms and in the flow. With gratitude, namaste.